Hello students, welcome back to another video on metric spaces. Today we will start the next chapter, compactness. Next chapter, compactness. So in this chapter, first of all we will see some definitions. So first definition is the definition of open cover. Open cover. In the first chapter we have seen some definitions of open sphere, open set. So now in this chapter we will start the definition of open cover. So let XD be a metric space. XD be a metric space. Let A is subset of X, that is A is one subset of X. The family UI such that this I is the element of index set is said to be an open cover for this A is said to be open cover for A if for each I belongs to I, if for each I belongs to I, UI is open, and if for each I belongs to I, UI is open. XD be a metric space and A is subset of X, then this family is said to be open cover if for every element in that family is open set UI, U1, U2, U3, U4 and so on, all these infinite set, every element of that this family is open set and A is totally lies inside this family, A contained in that family, that is this family contains A and this A is totally contained in union of UI, that is A is contained in union of UI means that is this A is totally lies inside this union of UI for each I belongs to index set. This family is said to be open cover if for every element in that family is open set and A is lies inside the union of these open sets, then this family is said to be open cover. That is, if suppose this is metric space and this A is subset of metric space X, then for this family, suppose this is open set in X, suppose this is U1, this is another open set in X which is U2, this is U3, U4, U5, U6, U7, U8, U9, U10 and this infinite family contains, that is union of this infinite family contains this A, that is A is totally lies inside that family, then this family is said to be open cover. These UIs are open in X, not necessarily in A, that is we say that A, this set is open in A if this set lies inside totally lies inside that set A, but this UI is open, that is this members of this family are open in this metric space, not necessarily in that A. So this union of UI, if this union of UI contains A, that is A is lies inside totally lies inside this union of UI, then this family is said to be open cover for this A. That is, note that UI need not be open in A. UI need not be open, that is UI need not be contained in A. UI need not be contained in A, but they are required to be open in X. Required to be open in X, that is these all UIs, that is every element of this family is open in X, not necessarily in A. So this is the definition of open cover. A family of open sets, an infinite family of open sets is said to be open cover if union of ui, that is union of that open sets contains this set A, then this family is, that family is said to be open cover for A. Now the next definition is subcover. If this is open cover, then next definition is definition of subcover. Subcover. If J is a subset of I, that is I means this index set I and J is subset of I, such that that A, set A contained in, A is contained in union of ui, that is A is lies inside union of ui for I belongs to J, for I belongs to J. If there exists some number, that is u1, u2, u3 up to suppose u100 contains this A, then that elements, that is I belongs to that J. Suppose if you take the J is the set of elements 1 to up to 100 and that element, that is that open union of that union of open sets of that lies inside that J contains A, then we say that this J is finite subcover. For example, suppose this is the metric space XD and this set A, and for this set A we have open cover, that is for I belongs to I, union of ui contains A, then we say that this family, that is ui I belongs to index set is open cover, for A. This is suppose infinite family, this infinite family, suppose there are some, these elements are also open, this infinite family contains A, then we say that this family is open cover for given A. Suppose there exists some subset of I, some subset of I is index set, that is I is from 1, 2, 3 up to this infinite set. If suppose J is another subset of this I, suppose if we take 1, 3, 5, 7, this infinite subset of J is infinite subset of I, for which u1, u3, u5, that is union of these ui's also contains A. Suppose if you take the union of u1, u3, u5, u7, u9 and if that set the union of these ui's also contains this A, then we say that this is subcover of given cover, this is subcover for A. So J is subset of I such that A is contained in union of ui for I belongs to J, then the family of ui I belongs to J is said to be subcover, is said to be subcover for the given open cover, for the given open cover, for given open cover of A, given open cover of A. This is the definition of subcover. If u1, u2, u3 up to u infinity, u1, u2, u3 and so on, this is open cover, then if there exists some subset of this I, that is suppose if we take 1, 3, 5, 7, that is the set of odd numbers, for that u1, u3, u5, union of u1, u3, u5, u7 also contains A, that is if the family u1, u3, u5, u7 and union of these u1, u3, u5, u7 contains A, that is A is totally lies inside the union of ui for odd number of I, then that family of ui's is subcover for the given open cover. This is the definition of subcover. Next definition is finite subcover. Next definition is finite subcover. Finite subcover. If there exists a finite subset J of I, if there exists a finite subset J of I such that A is contained in union of Ui, I belongs to this J is finite subset, this I belongs to that J, that is A is totally lies inside the finite union of open cover, finite union of open sets, then we say that given open cover admits a finite subcover. Given open cover admits a finite subcover. That is, if A, suppose Ui I belongs to index set is open cover for A, and if there exists some finite number of open sets whose union also contains A, then that finite family, of Ui I belongs to J is said to be finite subcover. That is, if we replace the finite, this family by finite number of elements, then this subcover is said to be finite subcover. Now we will take one example. Show that the family of open intervals 1 by n, 1 such that n is greater than or equals to 2, that is n are the all natural numbers but greater than or equals to 2. Show that the family 1 upon n 1, that is open intervals 1 upon n 1, n greater or equal to and n are the all n's are the natural numbers, is open cover for A is equals to open interval 0, 1. Show that this family is open cover. That is, these are open sets. We know that open intervals are open sets in R, and if these infinite number of open intervals, that is open set, contains A, then we say that this is an open cover for the given set A. So to solve this example, we know that for each n belongs to set of natural numbers, 1 upon n, 1 is open interval, that is open interval is open sphere, that is open sphere is open set. This open interval is open set in R. We know that for every n belongs to set of natural numbers, 1 by n, 1 is open set in R. Therefore, the family of 1 upon n, 1, the family of open intervals 1 upon n, 1, here this n belongs to set of natural numbers and n greater or equal to, that is the given family is a family of open sets in R, is a family of open sets in R, family of open sets in R. Now we have to show that A totally lies inside this family. To show that open interval 0, 1, so A is open interval 0, 1 totally lies inside the union of the 1 upon n, n, this n greater or equal to and n belongs to set of natural numbers, n greater or equal to n belongs to set of natural numbers. We have to show that this open interval totally lies inside the union of these open sets. So to prove this is subset of this, we will take one element of this open interval and we will show that element lies inside the union of this. So let x belongs to open interval 0, 1. So x belongs to open interval 0, 1 means x is in between 0 to 1. So 0 is less than x is less than 1. 0 is less than x is less than 1. So So this implies x is greater than 0, but x is less than 1. As this x is greater than 0, we can use the Archimedean property. Therefore, by Archimedean property, this property we have seen in the FYBSc, this Archimedean property, there exists some n belongs to set of natural numbers such that 1 upon some n is less than x, 1 upon n is less than x. There exists, suppose this n, there exists n belongs set of natural numbers for which 1 upon n is less than x. This is by using Archimedean property. Archimedean property is for x greater than 0, there is n belongs natural number such that nx is greater than y. So this, using that property, we can write 1 upon n is less than x. But our x is less than 1, and here we have x is greater than 1 by n. So also our x is less than 1. So 1 upon n is less than x and x is less than 1. So we can write this 1 upon n less than x is less than 1. This x, because x is less than 1, and this n is greater than or equals to 2. For every natural number, we can write this Archimedean property. So 1 upon n is less than x is less than 1. This implies that x belongs to the open interval 1 upon n comma 1. That is, x belongs to 1 upon n comma 1 for some n greater than or equals to 2. So x was the element of set A, and that x lies inside this open interval. So this means that x belongs to the union of 1 upon n. For some n we have this x in this interval. So this implies that x belongs to the union of 1 upon n comma 1 for some n. So this was the required thing. This implies x belongs to the union of open intervals 1 upon n comma 1 for some n greater or equal to this, or that is, we can write this x belongs to union of 1 upon n comma 1 for n greater than or equals to 2 and n belongs to set of natural numbers. This implies open interval 0 1, x was the element of open interval 0 1 and x is also an element of union of 1 upon n comma 1. This implies that open interval totally lies inside the union of 1 upon n comma 1, because x was arbitrary element for some n greater or equal to and n belongs to set of natural numbers, implies the given family of open intervals 1 upon n comma 1 such that n greater or equal to and n belongs to set of natural numbers is an open cover for open interval 0 1, is an open cover for open interval 0 comma 1, is open interval for 0 comma 1. But this is the solution of given example. We will write one note here. This open cover does not admit a finite subcover. Above open cover does not admit a finite subcover. Above open cover does not admit a finite subcover, because if we take some finite number of elements 1 upon suppose 1000 comma 1, so for that 1 upon 1000 is element of A which does not lies in that open interval, so that will be not enough. So above open cover does not admit a finite subcover. Now the next definition is compact subset of metric space. Next definition, compact subset of metric space. Compact subset of metric space. You have seen some definition of compact sets in real analysis. In real analysis, compact set means closed and bounded set is said to be compact, but this is not in metric space. There is some different definition for a compact set in metric space. So, a subset A of metric space XD is said to be compact. A subset A of metric space XD is said to be compact, if every open cover of A, if every open cover of this set A admits a finite subcover, if every element of, for a set A, every open cover of this set A admits finite subcover, then we say that the given set is compact. Suppose this is metric space, A is subset of metric space, then this A is said to be compact if for every open cover of A there exists some finite subcover which contains A. So, this is the definition of compact subset. A subset A of metric space is said to be compact if every open cover admits finite subcover, that is every open cover of A there exists some finite subcover, that is finite number of open sets which contains A, whose union contains, not that sets, union of finite number of open sets, contains A, that is for every open cover there exists some finite subcover. If we take the example of A is equals to open interval 0 1 by previous theorem, this is open cover for open interval 0 1, but this family of open cover, that is this open cover does not admit a finite subcover. So, this A is not compact. This, for example, A is equals to 0 1, this is which is not compact, since the open cover 1 upon n comma 1 such that n belongs to set of natural numbers and n greater equal to does not admit a finite subcover, does not admit a finite subcover for the set open interval 0 1. So, the second example, suppose for example if we take A is equals to close interval 0 1, is compact in R, R is also metric space, and whenever the example is on R, you can use the results in real analysis. R is set of real numbers. So, we know that every closed and bounded subset of R is compact. So, this set is closed as well as bounded, below by 0, bounded above by 1. So, this closed and bounded subset is compact in R. So, that result, every closed and bounded subset of R, every closed and bounded subset of R is compact in R comes from Heine-Borel theorem. That is the proof of this compact set is by next theorem. The next theorem is, the statement of next theorem is, there is only statement for us, theorem, Heine-Borel theorem. This statement is, let J is equals to the closed interval AB, be closed and bounded subset of R, closed and bounded interval in R, then any open cover of closed interval AB, admits admits a finite subcover, admits a finite subcover, that is closed interval AB is compact, closed interval AB is compact. So, that definition of closed and bounded subset of real numbers is compact comes from this Heine-Borel theorem. Heine-Borel theorem states that for any closed and bounded interval in R, every open cover of that interval admits a finite subcover. This is for closed interval, not open interval. So, for closed and bounded interval in R, every open cover of that set has finite subcover. So, closed interval AB is compact. So, because of this theorem we can say that this closed interval 0 1 is compact. So, this is the statement of Heine-Borel theorem. Now, in the next lecture we will see some examples of compact sets.